प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा हार्डकोर मसाला।
जिंदल साथी सील है तो असली स्टेनलेस स्टील है।
तो जब भी आप स्टेनलेस स्टील पाइप्स एंड ट्यूब्स खरीदें, जिंदल साथी सील जरूर चेक करें।
जिंदल स्टेनलेस, इंडियाज लीडिंग प्रोड्यूसर ऑफ स्टेनलेस स्टील।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ।
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है।
अरे मेरे राजा,
मसाला केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
पापा
सॉरी यार, गलती हो गई है। ये चोट खर्चा वर्चा।
अरे लास्ट बॉल पे छक्का भी तुम्हारा।
छक्का?
सब कैशलेस हो गए। हाँ।
ला भाई मेरा बैट। वो अभी तो ठीक हुआ तू। जो डिस्चार्ज हुआ यार। बैट किसका है?
टाटा AIG है तो भरोसा है।
प्यास बुझाए, ठंडक लाए, सबको भाए जीरा से। MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से।
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
ऑक्टोरोमा मैनुअल वाइंडिंग, 4 लोगों के पास है ये।
कुछ इससे भी अनोखा।
कमला पसंद, सिर्फ एक अनोखा स्वाद। कमला पसंद पान मसाला।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस हेल्दी एवरीडे।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I said that Bhagwan Man's problem is that in the process of covering up one lie, he is lying a second time. So to cover 2 lies, he lies a third time and a fourth time. And now he's in a big trap. He is doing everything possible to save his job. But it's going to become more and more difficult for him. Plus, I think he has some very foolish advisors. You see, this controversy is about a younger Bhagwant Mann. He's about 52 years now, 52 or 53. And the video apparently goes back to the time he was 39 years old. This is a video he's released. Let me first show you the other video, the controversial video. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a picture of Bhagwant Mann at the age of 39. And visibly, over the last 13 years, he's aged. There's nothing wrong with that. We all age. But there's a distinct difference in facial appearance. I'd like to show you a picture of Bhagwant Mann at present, which is about 52, 53 years old. And Bhagwant Mann on the other side at the age of 39, when he was a performer. Well, he is still a performer in a way. But there's a distinct physical difference. He's put on a lot of weight. His face is much more puffy. He's older. He's wearing a turban. He was not wearing a turban at that time. Not always, at least. Not always photographed with a turban. And so there's a distinct difference. So if you see the picture of the younger Bhagwant Mann, you'd actually have a blink and miss moment. Is this the same guy, you'd say? We all age. But some people, their appearance changes distinctly between 12 to 13 years. They're almost unrecognizable. And Bhagwant Mann is, fortunately or unfortunately, among those people. Now, what Bhagwant Mann is trying to say is, the guy you see in the pictures, in the sacrilege video, is not me. And he's banking on the fact that he looks different now. Now look at the picture on the left-hand side, the younger Bhagwant Mann. And look at the pictures on the right-hand side, which is the sacrilege video of 2014, 13 years back, of a younger Bhagwant Mann. And now they look much more similar, don't they? In fact, the more you go close up, you'll find it's probably the same guy. Now, Bhagwant Mann's argument can be privately to some people that if I did something sacrilegious 13 years back, why is it being picked up now? His detractors say it doesn't matter. You did something very bad. Now, to cover himself up, I'll go to the second set of pictures now, which will be of the first original video and the video he's released. In the first original video, Bhagwant Mann is seen doing something terrible, disrespectful, and sprinkling alcohol on pictures of Sikh gurus. And that's the original video. Today, for some strange reason, Bhagwant Mann has come out with his own video. And God knows where he's got this actor from. It seems he's got an actor who's shown in doing some of the same kind of things. And then he's saying that this person in the video is not me. Hello, wake up, Bhagwant Mann, wake up. This is your own video. You made this video. This is the stupidest thing anyone can do. To hire an actor, try to recreate the original visual, which you deny, and
back-to-back cases of civic apathy leading to fatalities have been reported with criminal negligence at the centre. Republic TV continues to report from ground zero on the crumbling infrastructure of India's urban cities. We also bring you the update coming in as far as the daycare horror in Bengaluru is concerned, with the key accused being arrested and whistleblower speaking exclusively to Republic TV on the matter. Questions being raised on the SIR process in Karnataka. Also, we bring you all that and much more on Super Prime Time at 7:30 p.m. with me, Rakshita Mishra. Back-to-back cases of civic apathy leading to fatalities have been reported with criminal negligence at the centre. Republic TV continues to report from ground zero on the crumbling infrastructure of India's urban cities. We also bring you the update coming in as far as the daycare horror in Bengaluru is concerned, with the key accused being arrested and whistleblower speaking exclusively to Republic TV on the matter. Questions being raised on the SIR process in Karnataka. Also, we bring you all that and much more on Super Prime Time at 7:30 p.m. with me, Rakshita Mishra.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Good evening. You're watching the Super Prime Time with me, Rakshita Mishra, and we are bringing you all the latest stories that we've been tracking for you all day long. Let's begin with the headlines. Back-to-back cases of civic apathy comes to light. Two electrocuted after rain and one child drowns in an open pit. Two caretakers arrested for physically abusing toddlers at the daycare centre in Bengaluru. Prime accused sent to a 14-day custody. DMK versus TVK intensifies in Tamil Nadu. DMK likely to move the Supreme Court over TVK minister's comment on the Karur stampede. Government orders removal of the Chinese app that stall battery vehicles. Apps like BAT, BMS, Losigi to be removed. First statement by the RSS on Ram Mandir theft. RSS says sentiments of the devotees wounded calls for strictest action, urges the trust to restore the trust of the people. And viewers, Pakistan is once again facing intense protests from PoK. Now, Joint Awami Action Committee has now announced plans for a massive protest in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir on 5th of July. And they've also said that they are not going to engage in any talks with Islamabad. No more talks with Pakistan is the chorus. In fact, viewers, the protests have entered the 25th day, allegations have been made against the Pakistani army. In fact, that's the truth that has been exposed, that how Pakistani army had handed over guns to the people in PoK. And the protesters say they gave them the weapons and now call them terrorists themselves. In fact, PoK protesters in unison have said that Pakistan must vacate their land, that Pakistan should go away.
लेकिन आगे बढ़ेंगे, अगर आगे बढ़ना पड़ा आगे बढ़ेंगे, 38 मुतालबा पे नहीं बढ़ेंगे, एक मुतालबे पे बढ़ेंगे, एक मुतालबे पे बढ़ेंगे। और मुतालबा क्या है? रियासत खाली करो, रियासत खाली करो, रियासत खाली करो। कश्मीर पाकिस्तान का हिस्सा नहीं है, कश्मीर पाकिस्तान की रियासत का हिस्सा नहीं है, ये पाकिस्तान का नहीं है। ये जो कहते हैं कि राशन जो है वो कश्मीरियों का राशन बंद करेंगे, मैं कहता हूँ हमें तुम्हारे राशन की जरूरत नहीं है।
The Joint Awami Action Committee has announced plans for massive protests in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir on 5th of July. The anti-government protests in PoK have entered 25th day, with thousands gathering in Rawalkot amid growing anger against Islamabad.
कहते हैं दहशतगर्द, देखिए क्या कहते हैं दहशतगर्द है। मैं इनसे कहता हूँ, आलमी मीडिया की मौजूदगी में कहता हूँ, मैं तमाम इंसानी हुकूक की तंजीमों को गवाह बना के कहता हूँ।
In fact, the message is being sent out loud and clear to Rawalpindi. Protest leader Sardar Aman Khan claims that it was the Pakistani army that once put guns in the hands of Kashmiris, but today brands the peaceful protesters as terrorists.
कश्मीरियों के हाथ में बंदूक पाकिस्तान की फौज ने दी थी, कश्मीरियों के हाथ में बंदूक थी पाकिस्तान की फौज ने दी, और पूरी पाकिस्तान की फौज ने, और तुम हमें बताते हो हम दहशतगर्द। डिप्टी कमिश्नर रावलकोट।
Showing the mirror to Pakistan, he said that armed rallies with guns and swords were openly organized in Rawalkot with official backing in the past, insisting that the Awami Action Committee and those protesting are not terrorists but the rightful heirs of the land. Protesters are openly calling out Pakistan, chanting that Pakistan-occupied Kashmir is not part of Pakistan, telling Pakistan to leave their land. This comes after Pakistan government declared the Awami Action Committee and nearly 150 protesters as terrorists.
तुम हमें बताओगे कि दहशतगर्द एक्शन कमेटी और ये सारे लोग दहशतगर्द हैं? ये सारे लोग दहशतगर्द नहीं है, ये इस धरती के वारिस हैं, और तुम्हें अपनी यहाँ से छुट्टी नजर आ रही है, इस धरती से तुम्हें तुम्हारा बिल्कुल आखिरी सांसें नजर आ रही हैं।
Earlier in Rawalkot, protesters openly chanted that PoK is not part of Pakistan while rejecting Islamabad's authority. Unrelenting protests and long marches have shaken Pakistan's hold over the region. Security forces accused of firing on demonstrators in PoK as they detain protesters and launch a crackdown on dissent. Protesters also alleged that drones dropped explosive objects resembling RDX near demonstration sites in Rawalkot during the night. As the unrest in PoK continues for more than a month, protesters have sent out a loud, clear and direct message to Pakistan. Their only demand is that Pakistan occupational forces vacate the land. Month-long unrest continues in PoK, and the people of the region demand that Pakistan must get out. And on to news from the Bengaluru daycare horror case. Viewers, police have sprung into action as the probe intensifies. Toddlers were abused and tortured, and that was all captured on camera, viewers. Now, in this case, two of the staffers, prime accused Vijay Lakshmi, has been taken into custody, sent to custody for 14 days in connection with the abuse of the toddlers. In fact, we also spoke to the whistleblower who gave his account of how this investigation was moved forward with, how he submitted the visual evidence also to the childcare department. Here's a report on that.
Investigation into the Bengaluru daycare horror, a case which has enraged the nation, has intensified. Police have arrested 2 women, including prime accused Vijay Lakshmi, in connection with the abuse of toddlers. Vijay Lakshmi has been remanded to 14-day police custody following her arrest. Investigators said they found substantial evidence against her, adding that more arrests are likely as the probe progresses. Meanwhile, the National Commission for Protection of Child's Rights have taken suo motu cognizance into the matter. Karnataka Home Minister has said that the government will follow a policy of zero tolerance in the matter.
Whatever it is, they will ask for clarification from the BLO, and we will keep strict vigilance, especially on crucial economic installations. We have to go as per Supreme Court's direction.
Shocking footages showed toddlers being abused inside a corporate daycare center in Bengaluru. For voices which could not speak for themselves, the video spoke volumes. Toddlers were seen being forced into the washing machines. Toilet sprays were also seen being used to silence toddlers. Meanwhile, the whistleblower in the case spoke exclusively to Republic and revealed harrowing details regarding the case.
ऑलरेडी वो तो काम कर रहे हैं बेबी केयर में, वो तो ऐसा प्रॉब्लम चल रहा है। वीडियो वो बच्चे के लिए ऐसा डरा रहा है। मंजुला और उसका साथ में 4 आदमी मेरे को तो कॉल किया था ऐसा हो रहा है करके। हमें तो बोला ठीक से ऐसा वीडियो करो करके हम बोला है। उसलिए पहले इनको तो उन्होंने अपोजिट लड़ दिया है। क्या हुआ था लड़के हमारा मम्मी तो उनको पूछे ऐसा तुम बच्चे के लोग वैसा नहीं करना, अभी किया तो थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा, कुछ को बताया तो पेरेंट्स लोग हुए तो हमने हल्डाएगा करके बोला तुमको उसमें नहीं चाहिए, तुम आराम से कैसे आ रहा उसको काम देख के चलो करके बोला। वो पूछ के नेक्स्ट डे मेरा मम्मी को अपोजिट लेटर दिया है सर तुम काम से नहीं चाहिए करके। उसका हायर ऑफिसर आके बोला है ऐसा ये आंटी ऐसा नहीं है ठीक है करके वो बोल के अभी तो उनको भी पता नहीं इनको काम से निकाला लिया। ऐसा इंसिडेंट सब भी चल रहा है सर अंदर।
For now, some uncomfortable questions linger. Were enough safeguards put in place? Were warnings about such incidents ignored? Authorities have a responsibility to ensure that not only are the guilty punished, but also that no child in the country has to go through such horror again.
Meanwhile, public outrage is mounting because across different cities in Maharashtra and beyond also, the news of tragedies for men, women, children falling in open pits, open manholes, toddlers, teenagers, all have been victims of this civic negligence, this civic apathy. In the past 48 to 72 hours, viewers, there have been more than 5 cases that we've reported. More than 6 cases, in fact. Today in Pune, a 2-year-old boy drowned in an unguarded drainage pit that was dug right outside his residence. In another case, electrocution incidents in waterlogged streets of Thane's Mumbai and Nagpur have claimed lives, viewers. We bring you a report on that.
A series of devastating tragedies across Maharashtra has once again exposed lethal levels of civic apathy and contractor negligence, claiming 4 lives. In Pune's Loni Kalbor, a 2-year-old boy, identified as Chetan Lakhan Kasbi, while playing outside his house and fell into a 3-foot deep trench. Following a frantic search by his family, his body was pulled out of the sewage-filled water. The trench had been excavated by a local civic contractor under a drainage improvement project meant to divert sewage and rainwater. However, residents allege that the pit was left completely open without any barricades, warning signs, or fencing. Meanwhile, another horrific incident unfolded in Nagpur's Gosia colony, where a 60-year-old Afroza Begum was electrocuted to death. The NMC contractor executing this sewerage project had accidentally damaged an underground high-mast street light cable, and instead of repairing it, the live wire was buried in accumulated rainwater. Afroza suffered an intense electric shock and collapsed as she stepped in the waterlogged street, as neighbors unable to rescue her could only watch from a distance. In another tragedy which grabbed the attention of top officials, a 60-year-old man, Aslam Sheikh, lost his life when he slipped and fell into an uncovered manhole during heavy rain.
The starting of the mishap was in Navi Mumbai, where two school-going girls were electrocuted, and the reason behind it is that an open wire fell into a water-logged road, and that is why they were electrocuted and they died on the spot. Next incident was recorded in Thane, where a 17-year-old girl, Alia, similarly was electrocuted while she was walking on the road, and the most shocking part of this very incident is that the residents or the local people were complaining about the open wire in that particular area, but no cognizance was taken by any authority, which claimed the life of 17-year-old Alia.
ये यहाँ पे साकिनाका में जो मैनोल्स पे असलम शेख जी नाम इंसान वहाँ पे गिरे हैं, बहुत दुखद घटना है। इस बात का मुझे बहुत दुख हो रहा है, लेकिन मैंने जब इसकी पूरी इन्फॉर्मेशन ली तो पता चला कि रेड अलर्ट जाहिर किया है, और इस पूरे बारिश में ये जो मैनहोल ओपन करके जाली बिठाने का काम आप कर रहे हैं, जबकि इसका कॉन्ट्रैक्ट 2 साल पहले निकला था। तो 2 साल पहले निकलने के बाद पूरे समर में प्रशासन ने क्या किया, इसके बारे में पूरा इन्फॉर्मेशन मैं ले रही हूँ। हमारी जो मुंबई महानगर पालिका की आयुक्त है बिडे मैडम, उन्होंने इमीडिएट इसके ऊपर इंक्वायरी कमेटी बिठाई है।
In a similar tragedy struck in Mumbai's Kadar Palace area in Thane district, where 16-year-old Alia Chandiwala lost her life. Alia stepped out of her building to run an errand when she stepped into waterlogged ground that had become energized by a nearby electrical fault. She received a massive jolt and collapsed instantly. Though rushed to a nearby medical facility, she was declared dead on arrival by the doctors. In another incident, 35-year-old motorcyclist Rahul Ashok Patil was killed when a tree uprooted and fell on him during heavy rain. As investigations continue and criminal negligence cases move forward, grieving families and residents are demanding more than assurances. They call for accountability, safer civic infrastructure, and urgent reforms before another preventable tragedy strikes.
Now, viewers, over the past few days, videos showing people remotely switching off moving e-rickshaws using an app called Bad BMS flooded Instagram and other social media platforms. Now, this has led to the Indian government ordering the immediate removal and blocking of the controversial app Bad BMS and even Losigi and PoK from the Google Play Store and Apple App Store. We have this report to know more.
What began as a prank quickly turned into a public security scare. Over the last few days, social media has been flooded with videos of people remotely switching off moving e-rickshaws using an app called Bad BMS, flooded Instagram and other social media platforms. The trend, popularly dubbed the Tiri Challenge, prompted the Indian government to order the removal of Bad BMS, Losigi and PoK from app stores over safety concerns. Because many budget EV battery packs in India use Chinese battery management systems. Anyone with the apps could connect to nearby vehicles and cut their power mid-ride, creating severe road safety and cybersecurity hazards. Despite the attention it has received, Bad BMS was not designed as a hacking tool. It is a battery management system companion application developed for lithium-ion battery packs used in electric vehicles, including e-rickshaws. The problem, however, is that if Bluetooth remained enabled and the battery had little to no authentication, anyone within Bluetooth range could discover using Bad BMS. Government's action regarding the case is clear. Technology designed for convenience cannot be a tool for chaos. However, questions over the app regulation and cybersecurity still remains.
Now, the special intensive revision of electoral rules in Karnataka has landed in controversy. What was meant to be door-to-door voter verification exercise has triggered questions after election officials changed the process in several areas, setting up voter camps at wedding halls, at mosques and other centralized locations instead of visiting the individual households. That is what is called door-to-door, but they were clearly violating the rules. In fact, they've also been caught on camera. And this controversy has gone a step ahead, with the Union Minister Shobha Karanlajay also writing to the Election Commission. Union Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy of the JDS also complaining to the Election Commission, alleging serious violations in the ongoing SIR drive. Karnataka's special intensive revision of electoral rolls has run into controversy as reports emerge of booth-level officers skipping the mandatory door-to-door verification in several areas. In Vijaypura, officials abandoned house visits altogether and instead organized a centralized voter verification camp inside a wedding hall. In Bengaluru's BTM layout, a similar exercise conducted outside a mosque and a nearby private office, triggering objections from local residents. Following the complaints, officials reportedly stopped the verification drive and left the spot. Republic exposed the BLO conducting such practices during the SIR exercise.
BLO ಇವರು ಈ ಬುಕ್ ಇಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇವರು ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ್ರೆ, ಮತದಾರ ಪಟ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ್ರೆ. ಸಾರಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್, ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ರ ಓಕೆ, ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ರ ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಬುಕ್ ಇಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀರಾ? ನೀವು ಈ ಬುಕ್ ಇಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀರಾ? ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ಯಾ ಈ ಬುಕ್ ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ? ಸಾರಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಇವ್ರ ಮನೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ನೀವ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ಸಾರಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್, ನೀವ್ ಏನ ಈ ಬುಕ್ ಇಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಪ್ರಚಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀರಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? ಸಾರಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್, ನಿಮ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಈ ಬುಕ್ ಇಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀರಾ ನೀವು? ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? ಈ ಬುಕ್ ಇಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂದಿದ್ಯಾ? ಸಾರಿ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಆಗೋಗುತ್ತಾ?
Karnataka Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar said that the booth-level officer has to compulsorily go and conduct the process door-to-door.
We are filing our case in the Supreme Court on SIR. We have passed a resolution. But at the same time, I am cautioning all my legislators and leaders. All of them have filed their BLA's data and everything. So every BLO has to go to every house compulsorily. No political party, I don't want them to misuse their office. They have given an opportunity as a BLA to receive the forms, educate the voters and give to the BLOs. That duty they have to do. So I request all the voters of the state, everyone should have their voting right and right to leave. That is our demand. We will just do it.
Meanwhile, H.D. Kumaraswamy of the JDS has said that Congress has hijacked the SIR process in Karnataka and that the JDS has registered a complaint to the Election Commission. The Election Commission's guidelines require booth-level officers to visit every household individually to verify voter details and distribute enumeration forms. The controversy has now snowballed into a political flashpoint, with Union Minister Shobha Karanlajay writing to the Election Commission.
हर एक एन्यूमरेशन फॉर्म घर को जाना चाहिए BLA के साथ. कर्नाटका में घर नहीं जा रहे, केवल मस्जिद में बैठ के, मस्जिद में बैठ रहे, शादी महल में बैठ रहे, चौल्ट्री में बैठ रहे, एक कॉमन प्लेस में बैठ के 300 लोगों को, 400 लोगों को, 500 लोगों को उधर ही बुला के, केवल अल्पसंख्यक लोगों को उधर बुला के उधर ही एनुमरेशन फॉर्म दे रहे, उधर ही उसको कुछ बर्थ सर्टिफिकेट, रेसिडेंशियल सर्टिफिकेट दे के कौन कौन बांग्लादेशी से आए उसको ये SIR में मतदार ये तो लिस्ट में वो डाल रहे हैं.
In a complaint, Karanlajay stated that officials are stationed at mosques and wedding venues for SIR, distributing forms exclusively to minorities, including Bangladeshi migrants.
The Election Commission has maintained that the revision exercise must rely on household verification, but has so far not issued any official response to the latest allegations. India's humanitarian mission in earthquake-hit Venezuela continues to make a difference. The Indian Army's field hospital in Caracas is operating round the clock, providing emergency surgeries, trauma care and critical medical support to the survivors. As the mission restores hope to affected families, it also reflects India's commitment to humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. We leave you with the latest visuals of Operation Amistad. Thanks for watching.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा हार्डकोर मसाला।
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और फरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है, अरे मेरे राजा।
पापा
सॉरी यार, गलती हो गई है। ये चोट खर्चा वर्चा।
अरे लास्ट बॉल पे छक्का भी तुम्हारा।
छक्का?
सब कैशलेस हो गए। हाँ
ला भाई मेरा बैट। वो अभी तो ठीक हुआ तू। अभी तो डिस्चार्ज हुआ यार। बैट किसका है?
टाटा AIG है तो भरोसा है।
जिंदल साथी सील है तो असली स्टेनलेस स्टील है।
तो जब भी आप स्टेनलेस स्टील पाइप्स एंड ट्यूब्स खरीदें, जिंदल साथी सील जरूर चेक करें।
जिंदल स्टेनलेस, इंडियाज लीडिंग प्रोड्यूसर ऑफ स्टेनलेस स्टील।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े, चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
को-पावर्ड बाय क्रिस्टल क्रॉप प्रोटेक्शन, देश का किसान, देश का हीरो।
By the way, viewers, I'm driving in Delhi with Delhi wala boy Aman Gupta, who is too busy waving to his fans than talking to me. Please come down to earth, Aman.
Yes, I am sorry.
You're on my show.
I forgot.
This is not your show. This is my show. Stop waving to your fans. Be modest. Now everybody look.
बात करेंगे।
अरे आप पॉलिटिशियन हो, आप पॉलिटिशियन हो, आप ये क्या कर रहे हो? This is too much.
आपने बोला हम्बल हो, मैं हम्बल हो रहा हूँ।
You became very famous during Balika Badhu.
At that time, there was a huge amount of fame and focus, right?
There was.
People must be writing about you. The paparazzi would have written about you.
There were no paparazzis at that time.
You're not that old.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
जिंदल साथी सील है तो असली स्टेनलेस स्टील है।
तो जब भी आप स्टेनलेस स्टील पाइप्स एंड ट्यूब्स खरीदें, जिंदल साथी सील जरूर चेक करें।
जिंदल स्टेनलेस, इंडियाज लीडिंग प्रोड्यूसर ऑफ स्टेनलेस स्टील।
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
ऑक्टोरोमा मैनुअल वाइंडिंग 4 लोगों के पास है ये।
कुछ इससे भी अनोखा।
कमला पसंद सिर्फ एक अनोखा स्वाद। कमला पसंद पान मसाला।
प्यास बुझाए ठंडक लाए सबको भाए जीरा से MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से।
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MTH
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
पापा
सॉरी यार गलती हो गई है। ये चोट खर्चा वर्चा।
अरे लास्ट बॉल पे छक्का भी तुम्हारा।
छक्का
सब कैशलेस हो गया है। हाँ
ओ ला भाई मेरा बैट। वो अभी तो ठीक हुआ तू। अभी तो डिस्चार्ज हुआ यार। बैट किसका है?
टाटा AIG है तो भरोसा है।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा
हनी इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला डिलीशियस हेल्दी एवरीडे।
को-पावर्ड बाय क्रिस्टल क्रॉप प्रोटेक्शन। देश का किसान, देश का हीरो।
SIR being rigged to help illegals. Sensational details from Karnataka. Infiltrators getting backdoor entry, debating tonight at 8 p.m.
Presenting by Zoho Business Software, trusted by 15 crore users.
PoK protesters expose Pakistan army. Pakistan army gave Kashmiris weapons. PoK to Pak army, get out of our land. Debating tonight at 8:30 p.m.
Presenting by Zoho Business Software, trusted by 15 crore users.
Potholes, manholes, falling wires. Crumbling civic infrastructure, 4 more dead. Our lives matter. Citizens fight back. Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
Presented by Amity University, ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies since 1820. TVS iQube, India's favorite family EV.
From
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for the debate.
On the show tonight, was SIR rigged to help illegals? We have some videos coming in from Karnataka, and they tell you a story on something that's going wrong.
Also at 8:30 p.m. post PoK revolts against Pakistan as protesters expose the Pakistan army. Give weapons to Kashmiris.
And the story continues in different parts of India's crumbling civic infra. Our cities are falling apart. People are dying. We have 4 more deaths reported from just one city and one region today. We're looking at that in great detail. Our lives matter, and we will continue to ask the embarrassing questions to the politicians.
Friends, hope you had a great beginning for your weekend. It's me, Abhishek, and Niranjan filling in for Arnab Goswami, our editor-in-chief. He is back Monday, super prime time. But tonight, we are bringing to you issues that concern us all as citizens, that concerns our constitution, and that concerns our right to life. We begin with what's happening in Karnataka with the SIR drive. Is an attempt being made to compromise the integrity of the exercise by slipping in those who perhaps are not nationals of the country. Perhaps Bangladeshis, like we saw in the case of Bengal, so in the case of Karnataka, is an attempt being made really to make the SIR exercise not live up to its standards of purity that it is expected to by the topmost court of the country. And then, what's with Pak-occupied Jammu and Kashmir and the Kashmiris revolting against the vice-like grip of Pakistan? Are they really now looking at joining India at some stage? That's going to be our second debate, Niranjan.
Yes, Abhishek, but first up, today, we are going to get you 3 videos. In fact, 3 videos came in, and there have been many complaints, political complaints from, ironically, the BJP complaining about the Congress party in Karnataka. They claim that there is a backdoor attempt being made to allow infiltrators get the SIR stamp. They claim that rules are being broken. They claim that the district machinery, the BLOs and the others are being trained to ensure that even Bangladeshis get the legal validity. It's a claim, but there are videos that raise several questions. Take a look at them.
The special intensive revision in Karnataka has now sparked a major political storm. Allegations are emerging that the process is being taken out of homes and into community halls, marriage venues, and other mass locations. The Karnataka opposition claims this is not how a door-to-door verification exercise is meant to be conducted. Union Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy has alleged large-scale irregularities and claimed the exercise is being influenced.
Karnataka government misusing their power by giving direction to these BLOs. The one incident which occurred in today morning in Ramnagaram, I am showing you. These BLOs, they are inviting all fake identity holders to the chowdhury, and they are actually doing this process by Additionally, they are putting in the voter list the fake voters.
BJP leaders have also written to the Election Commission alleging that BLOs are being sidelined from the mandated door-to-door process.
हर एक एनुमरेशन फॉर्म घर घर को जाना चाहिए बीएलए के साथ। कर्नाटका में घर घर नहीं जा रहे, केवल मस्जिद में बैठ के, मस्जिद में बैठ रहे, शादी महल में बैठ रहे, चौल्ट्री में बैठ रहे, एक कॉमन प्लेस में बैठ के 300 लोगों को, 400 लोगों को, 500 लोगों को उधर ही बुला के, केवल अल्पसंख्यक लोगों को उधर बुला के उधर ही एनुमरेशन फॉर्म दे रहे।
Opposition claims mass enrollment drives are being used to push through entries of illegals into the system. Visuals have surfaced of BLOs carrying Congress booklets during verification process.
BLO ಇವರು ಈ ಬುಕ್ ಇಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇವರು ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ್ರೆ, ಮತದಾರ ಪಟ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ್ರೆ. ಸಾರಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್, ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ರ ಓಕೆ, ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ರ ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಬುಕ್ ಇಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀರಾ ನೀವು? ಈ ಬುಕ್ ಇಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀರಾ? ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ಯಾ ಈ ಬುಕ್ ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ? ಸಾರಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಇವ್ರ ಮನೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ನೀವ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ಸಾರಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್, ನೀವ್ ಏನ ಈ ಬುಕ್ ಇಕ್ಕೊಂಡೆ ನೀವು ಪ್ರಚಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀರಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? ಸಾರಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್, ನೀವು ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಈ ಬುಕ್ ಇಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀರಾ ನೀವು? ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? ಈ ಬುಕ್ ಇಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂದಿದ್ಯಾ? ಸಾರಿ ಅನ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಆಗೋಗುತ್ತಾ? ಇಡ್ಕೋ, ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟು ನಂಬರ್ ತಗೊಂಡವ್ರು ನೋಡು. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಎಂತ ಮಾತಾಡಿದೆ ನೀನು? ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಕರ್ಗಳು ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀರಾ ನೀವು.
Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar's government has denied wrongdoing.
We are filing our case in the Supreme Court on SIR. We have passed a resolution. But at the same time, I am cautioning all my legislators and leaders. All of them have filed their BLAs, data and everything. So every BLO has to go to every house compulsorily. No political party, I don't want them to misuse their office. They have given an opportunity as a BLA to receive the forms, educate the voters and give to the BLOs. That duty they have to do.
The question tonight, who is trying to game the system? And who stands to benefit if illegals are added into electoral system?
Okay, so we have a short 20-minute debate on SIR protocol breach. I have Charu Pragya, national spokesperson of the BJP. Surabhi Hodigere is a spokesperson of the Karnataka BJP, so she gets us a local perspective. Syed Abbas is a political analyst, leans towards Congress, was leaning towards Aam Aadmi Party, lean towards anybody who gives them a little bit of, except the BJP. Okay. So, Advocate Manjunath is pro-Congress, joining us live from Bengaluru. Okay, let me start by Abhishek, the key process of SIR, and this I'm reading from the SIR website. The ECI website, sorry. The ECI website says the key process of SIR will include the BLOs doing the following. They will collect Form 6, right? And they will help in matching/linking. They will help the elector fill in the EF, collect it, submit it. They will make at least 3 visits to the house of each elector. 3 visits to the house of each elector.
Get the information back.
Get the information back. And then electors can also fill the EF online, particularly urban voters. Now, where does it say that the BLOs will go inside a mosque or will go inside a wedding hall or will have, will have addas?
Or for that matter, a temple,
Yeah,
or a public
temple,
park.
wherever else. But, the reason why we are saying a mosque, because there are pictures of them having some meeting inside a mosque. So what is going on? Now, the claim is that Bangladeshis are being allowed, right? They're getting an entry. Infiltrators are getting an entry. And they may not be off point, because in Bengaluru, in Karnataka, Abhishek, we have done a sting operation called Operation Bangladesh. I can tell you, by conservative estimates, serving police officers have told us, right, both on and off record, that the number of Bangladeshis in Bangalore could be in the millions. In Karnataka, could be in the millions. In Bangalore, a few lakhs. but it's insane what's going on. Let me get the first comment, right? Because you're from Bengaluru, Surabhi, I'll get you to start and then I'll go across to Charu Pragya and the rest. What's going on? Why a mosque? Why a wedding hall?
Niranjan, we've been anticipating that this is going to happen for a couple of months now, because the way that the Congress government has been functioning, when Rahul Gandhi speaks about vote chori, when Rahul Gandhi talks about the death of democracy, Rahul Gandhi has to put his head under the sand like an ostrich at this point, because in Karnataka, what's happening is exactly what he's pretending to happen anywhere else. In Karnataka, in Ramnagar, as Kumaraswamy mentioned today, we're seeing visuals come out where the entire process of an SIR is to do door-to-door verification, enrollment forms being given out en masse, people having using Congress notebooks, having this laxity in the way that they're approaching the SIR in itself shows what sort of process is taking place in Karnataka. And mind you, another important fact, the State Election Commission is doing separate revision of the electoral roll in specific constituencies. When Rahul Gandhi spoke about vote chori, he spoke about Mahadevpura, a constituency in Karnataka which comes part of the Bengaluru Central Lok Sabha constituency. In Mahadevpura, in particular wards, the Karnataka State Election Commission is doing separate revision of the electoral rolls. The same issue has been raised by Kumari Shobha Kandlaje today in her press conference, and we've been writing, talking, and also really bringing this issue to, because it really scares us. If you can see these visuals out in public, the entire point of doing SIR was to weed out voters who were illegal, voters who had wrong address, or multiple voter ID cards. But what we're seeing here today, the system in itself, Karnataka government is ensuring that the system itself is working against the process. So it's really disappointing to us, and it's absolutely unacceptable what the Congress is doing.
Okay, Manjunath, you get to respond to the charge made by the BJP that the SIR process in Karnataka under a Congress government is being gamed.
The BJP and the opposition parties have no any right to talk about the Karnataka state government functions, how it is functioning regarding. The Chief Minister himself has stated that. So the BLOs need to visit to the house to house, door to door visit, and they have to be collect the data which are required for the system, for the process and all. And whatever the allegation the BJP spokesperson has just made, so it is open to her to complain to the jurisdictional the authority. So he is handling this case and all, the district election officers and all. So the district election officers have the jurisdiction to inquire about this, whatever the allegations which will become. They have the power, they are the authority to inquire it. And they will make a suitable order against the culprits. So the BJP, BLA themselves have distributed the pamphlets of the BJP party.
What is BJP BLA?
So along with the BLA himself, that has been also recorded. So and the videos have been surfaced. And they are not talking about
you're talking about Jayanagara.
Reported. In BTM layout, it has been reported. In Ramnagara itself, it has been reported. The BJP agents have been distributing the pamphlets. What the morality that BJP have?
PLAs are going with the PLOs.
One second. I think he's taken the debate a little ahead. No, Mr. Manjunath. Mr. Manjunath.
They have nothing to do with it.
Okay, Mr. Manjunath, listen. 1 minute. Pamphlets is a different thing. We will come to it next. But first, what we want to understand is...
That's what Abhishek sir...
No, listen. What we want to understand is whether the process... as...
Election officer...
Listen to us.
Election officer...
Listen to the moderator, please. Don't game... You're gaming the SIR. Don't game the debate, please. Whether the question is whether the process as explained by the Election Commission on its website, which Niranjan read, is being followed or not. That's the question. Mass enumeration and public enrollment is something, or group enrollment is something which is not allowed as per the Election Commission guidelines. Yep. Whether that is happening or not, please answer. Charu, coming to you.
See, definitely the Election Commission officer, the State Election Commission officer issued a guidelines to all the BLOs. So visit to door and collect the enumeration. So if they have agreed, let them file the complaint to the Judicial Election Commission.
On the screen you can see pictures of mass enumeration. You can see.
1 minute. Hello, sir. Hello, hi. Sir, good evening. Can you hear me?
Do you see right
Yes, sir,
below? Are you on Zoom, sir? Are you joining on Zoom?
Yes, sir, I am joining on.
So right below your
Someone
screen.
is pretending to be
Charu,
blind, you
I'm
can't
coming to
make
you.
them
Charu, I'm
see.
coming to you. Right below your screen, sir, there is a video. Let me explain it to you. There is a video of a BLO. She had books of this person called S.T. Somashekar, who is a BJP dissident rebel, quit, and is a D.K. Shivkumar lackey. Okay? Now,
so there is no any
1 minute.
such support.
I'm not
DK
done yet.
Shivkumar
I'm not
support
done.
or
I'm not
anybody
done. 1 minute.
support,
Let me explain to you. I'm
It is the
assuming.
only claim.
1 minute,
It
Mr.
is the
Manjunath.
only claim. It is the only allegation.
I'm asking a question. I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. 1 minute. Hold on. Why are you getting excited, Manjunath ji? Let me ask a question. No, please don't. Hold on. I'm calmly asking. 1 minute. 1 minute. Calmly, just listen to me. She has said, I am sorry. She has apologized because she's caught red-handed in the video. She says several times, I'm sorry because she was caught not going door to door and doing something else, and they caught her red-handed. Now, in the middle, right below me, where I'm talking right below me, there you will see here, SIR in a mosque. Okay? And below Abhishek, you will see a window where it says SIR in a wedding hall. Where has the election commission said, sir?
It's not allowed, actually.
Where is the election commission said, Charu Pragya, there's something really wrong here.
Sir,
what's going on?
election
How come
commission,
Karnataka gets this leeway? 1 minute. Amanjunath, she hasn't spoken. Charu, how does Karnataka get this leeway?
Can I request this person
Yes.
to be silent for a minute?
Yeah.
Now, let me begin by explaining to everyone what is happening. There is a set process for SIR to be conducted, and that process says that BLOs visit homes. It is door to door. Whether it takes 2 turns, it takes 3 turns, it takes 4 turns. It has to be door to door. Now, what is happening in Karnataka is the real threat to democracy, which I have always maintained Rahul Gandhi is. Rahul Gandhi and his party is the real threat to democracy, because on one hand, he goes around crying and calling SIR an unconstitutional process. At the same time, in a state where it is his own government in power, SIR is being undermined. And undermined how? Let's explain it. You look at all these visuals, and Niranjan, you are right. Videos can't lie. Sir, I don't know your name, but please, you've had your turn to speak. Let me finish. You can come in later. Videos do not lie. And here are videos that Republic is very kindly putting out for everyone to see. What is happening is that instead of going door to door, Congress workers are hanging around with BLOs, carrying around Congress pamphlets, and instead of going door to door, they are organizing the so-called verification process inside marriage halls, inside mosques, and they want to do this mass so-called verification, which is not verification. In my opinion, this is a process to legalize illegal voters, because that is the only way that they can gather a handful of people to press their button on any voting machine. That is the problem. And this has to be taken extremely, extremely seriously.
Okay.
I want to ask, who has appointed these BLOs? Because she's apologizing, yet at the same time she's comfortable with unlawful activities. I want to ask, who's supervising this? Why is door-to-door not happening? And what is mass authorization? And most importantly, do you remember how the election process and the electoral rolls of Karnataka were questioned by Rahul Gandhi himself, even though they won the state elections, yet he's the one who questioned it at a politically convenient time. When all the investigation was done and the proof was put in front of people, Rahul Gandhi refused to submit an affidavit. Do you remember that time when Karnataka CEO said that put all your allegations on an affidavit and submit it? Rahul Gandhi refused. This is a repeat of the same. Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party are actually the killers of the constitution. I don't think they even understand anything. They think underhanded backdoor methods is what's going to win hearts of people, when they realize that the people of India have completely and absolutely rejected them repeatedly.
No, okay. Abhishek, can I ask you a question? Why would anyone, instead of going door to door, ask people to gather in one place? It's easy. 1. 2, because maybe they don't have an address. Because assuming they're infiltrators, you can't go to their homes because you won't find a background, you won't find a linkage. The linking will never happen. So you're asking them to come here so that you can just make it a little easier and tick it off. You're trying to use a list to just tick people off. Is that possible? Can it be tampered, Abhishek? How can this help in the tampering?
I mean, one
the
reason why the EC guidelines insist that the BLOs go home to home, door to door, is because that's physical verification at the same time. Apart from documentary verification, it's also physical verification that whatever you are supplying, whatever you are giving as your identity, that's also present physically in the form of your house or home where we have checked you. So I think that's the bit which makes this whole group mass enumeration suspect. Sayyid Asad Abbas, if you can come in on this. You know, the fact that the BJP says that this is a way of getting Bangladeshis backdoor entry into the electoral rolls. This is a way of essentially what the BJP and Shobha Karandalaje are saying, Sayyid Asad Abbas, is that the Congress party is taking care that its vote bank is registered and enumerated en masse in the SIR.
Firstly, Abhishek Saab, let me share with you, I read The Hindu, where the Karnataka's Chief Electoral Officer, V. Anbu Kumar, has directed all the district election officers to ensure that BLOs strictly comply with the guidelines. And he's also emphasized that door-to-door visits are absolutely non-negotiable. And he also prohibited the display of any political party material during visits and ordered
Speak to the pictures. This is not door-to-door.
Protocol violation.
And that's the objection.
I can't hear, sorry.
I'm saying, look at the pictures on his screen as you speak. This is not door-to-door SIR exercise. And these pictures speak for themselves.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Based on which, after the complaint was filed with the Election Commission of India, the Chief Electoral Officer...
Hey, call them out now. Say it is illegal. This shouldn't be done.
Kindly wait for your turn, ma'am.
No, I'm waiting for my turn. I'm only requesting somebody as erudite and sensible as you to call out this process as illegal.
Allow me to speak, ma'am. Please, kindly be courteous. Thank you.
Please speak. I'm just asking you
now,
to
hear me
say,
out, ma'am. Thank
call
you.
a spade a spade.
The fact, Charuji,
it is illegal.
You, ma'am, you're not from Karnataka, but your Bharatiya Janata Party in Karnataka
hello.
You're all
so what if,
fragmented.
one minute. What is this if you're not from Karnataka, you can't speak?
Amongst themselves.
Sayyid Abbas, so what if she's not from Karnataka, she can't speak on the issue, is it?
Hello? The fact of the matter is, the BJP today is fighting amongst themselves. Ma'am, you have 2 years more to prepare for yourself and lose 28 elections again. So all the best for that.
No, I'll tell you. No. Sayyid Abbas.
Is the confidence coming from the fact that the Congress party is getting its vote bank fully enrolled in the SIR?
They're scared, Abhishek, because they know that, you see what happened in Bengal. They're extremely scared. The Congress party is scared because they won because of the Muslim vote. The Congress ministers are going on record. There are so many ministers caught on camera saying Musalman ne to kamal kar diya is election mein. There is actually a guy called Zamir Ahmad who was a minister. He said Musalman to kamal kar diya is bar. So it's not rocket science. So that is why Sayyid Abbas is extremely excited and Manjunath is extremely excited because they know that without the Muslim vote bank they can't.
Niranjan, may I come in?
Yes.
I want to call out the hypocrisy over here of Syed Abbas. One second. Syed Abbas, let me speak for a minute. You are calling my party's national spokesperson and saying that she does not have the authority to talk about Karnataka while you're absolutely okay giving permanent residency to people who you can't even verify whether they're Indian or not. This is the hypocrisy of the Congress party and Congress followers. How dare you play this divisive politics?
Because Congress is the answer that this Hindu-Muslim politics of BJP will not work. Vokaligas, Lingayats, Kurubas, Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, inside, all of them together voted for
ensuring that people who don't even have the right documents are on the voter rolls, doing everything to protect illegal immigrants in the state.
Today, the ruling dispensation here in Karnataka.
I am telling you very strongly what the government is doing. Do not point fingers at anybody else. What the government is doing is making excuses for its misgovernance for the last 3 years. For the last 3 years, all we've heard is who's going to be chief minister or not. Now, for the next 2 years, what you're trying to do is manipulate the voter roll so that you can win the 2020
Honorable Chief Minister
This is what
Shri
you're trying
D.K.
to do.
Shivakumarji has promised
please have the patience to listen. I have not spoken over you. Syed Abbas, I have not spoken over you. I want to call out Niranjan. I want to call out the hypocrisy one more time. This is exactly why
Syed Abbas has got a problem of speaking over other people. Hello, Syed Abbas, can you please stay quiet? When she's speaking, why do you speak over others?
En masse. This is precisely the thought process that you will make this North Indian, South Indian, not from Karnataka sentiment for anything. Something simple as having an opinion.
Who
But
said
when you
North
want to
Indian,
protect
South
people who are on your voter roll, illegal immigrants in Aland, in Mahadevpura, we have very clearly, when Rahul Gandhi came and spoke about vote
Mahadevpura,
chori,
you did
we
vote
clearly
chori.
pointed out that
You
it was
did vote
because of
chori in
people who
Mahadevpura.
are settled who are not
Mansoor
citizens
Ali
of
Khan,
India. There has been reported proof.
Parliament,
There have been
and the
incidents in
Bengaluru
Karnataka in the last
Lok
couple of
Sabha
years,
candidate
where in the last couple of
proved
months, in
that
fact,
BJP
where we
did
have had
vote
this
chori in
conversation on
Mahadevpura.
illegal immigrants.
You won
You do not
only
want to
because
have
of
that
vote chori.
conversation.
And
This is
that
the
is a fact
conversation
today.
we want to have.
Please don't forget that, man.
What vote chori?
The fact of the
SIR
matter
in itself,
is,
Rahul
out
Gandhi is
of
the
the
biggest
8
mascot for
parliamentary
SIR.
constituencies,
Vote chori is what
7
you've been
were won
screaming
by
about.
Mansoor
Keep
Ali
doing
Khan.
SIR. Why are
7
you
were won
screaming
by
about
Mansoor
it now?
Ali
You
Khan.
can't even do the
One
process
Mahadevpura,
properly.
which was won by you, and that also by
Yeah,
vote
that's
chori.
because you're afraid. You don't know how to win
I believe
Mahadevpura. That's why
the
you're always
special
talking about
intensive revision,
Mahadevpura has been
as
rigged.
per the
Those
statement to the
visuals that you
media
see in front of
by
you,
D.K.
in front of the
Shivakumarji, our
camera,
Honorable Chief Minister,
this vote
there
chori,
will
vote
be a
chori, vote chori. It is
door-to-door
Congress in
PLO
Karnataka that
action
is
which
doing
will be
vote chori.
taken, and
It
that
is
is
Congress in
non-negotiable.
Karnataka that is doing
The
vote
Chief
chori.
Electoral Officer, Anbu Kumar, has
Syed Abbas,
promised
can you please
action
not speak over each other? Hello.
No problem doing
Hello.
SIR properly. Do you
One
have an
minute,
issue
1
with
minute.
that?
You know, you all are speaking over each other. Can you please not do that?
Niranjan, they postponed
What happened in
the
Mahadevpura?
elections with the excuse that SIR and census
No,
had
what
to be
happened
done
in
and people
Mahadevpura?
and resources were
I need
lacking.
30 seconds.
They postponed elections for
Anna,
this. This is the
Niranjan,
quality
Anna,
of
I
work
need
you're
30
finding
seconds,
between
Anna.
us.
Please, 30 seconds.
Okay, you get your 30 seconds.
speaking
Surbi, I come to you.
I asked
Surbi, we
you.
come to you in just in a bit. Syed Asad Abbas.
Lack of transparency.
Sir, my turn to speak, Manjunath sir. The fact of the matter is, let us understand, the Bharatiya Janata Party is at its weakest today.
You will not speak
Ma'am,
for me,
you
Syed.
don't have a frontline leader.
Yeah, Abbas, Abbas, 1 minute, 1 minute. I'm stopping this 1 minute. Abbas, you're not. Hello, Abbas. I didn't call you to. We didn't call you to this debate to give political history of the BJP in Karnataka. The story is on SIR. Can you talk about SIR? Don't give us political gyan about the BJP strengths and weaknesses. Yeah, they are there.
Come to the battlefield, lose the election, and go back home again. That
Talk
is the
about the
reality of
topic,
BJP today.
Syed.
That
What
is
do
the
you
final
gain?
reality.
What do you gain from doing
fact of
mass
the matter is
enrollment
you
and
are shaken.
enumeration in mosques and
That
wedding
That's one
halls?
answer you have not
What do
given,
you gain?
Syed Asad Abbas.
Has promised.
What are you? 1 minute. Hello. Please don't waste time.
door-to-door
Syed Abbas, 1 minute. Manjunath, I'm hoping that you just please tell us, because see, today what has happened is after the story was reported by Republic, the Karnataka's chief electoral officer has directed BLOs to strictly follow guidelines for door-to-door SIR exercise after complaints.
Yes.
Because you see, the procedure is that you have to go door to door and give the enumeration forms, which is the guideline. But instead, what you're doing is you're sitting in your office, you're sitting in a mosque, you're sitting in a wedding hall, you're sitting in a temple or close to it, wherever you are, they're calling people there. And you only do that when you know you can't go to your electoral base, when you know the infiltrators don't have an address. There are many illegal camps, Bangladeshi camps across Karnataka. You know, I know in Bengaluru how many Bangladeshi camps are there, right? You're asking people to come. Why is that, sir? Why are the rules being bent for some people?
That's what, so far as that violation is concerned, even the Honorable Chief Minister of the Karnataka, D.K. Shivakumar sir, also has instructed the BLOs so strictly follow the directions that every BLOs needs to visit the door to door and take the necessary data. Even though state election commissioner also issued the mandatory direction to all the necessary officers and all. So let the file. Even the cabinet has also taken a decision to approach the Supreme Court against the
Can I come in, please,
lacunas which the
See, I think the Congress person, the reporter of the Congress,
he's speaking as in 1 minute. I'm very surprised. I'm surprised, Manjunath. Manjunath, I'm surprised.
Made by the
you're
state government, the chief secretary.
No, 1 minute, 1 minute.
So many objections to the Election Commission of India. Election Commission of India has not addressed those issues and all. So without the addressing all those issues, the process has been begun. And so far as the allegation is concerned, let them file the complaint to the necessary the authority.
No, 1 minute. You are after getting caught red-handed, you know what is happening is Charu, what is happening is they've got caught red-handed.
The participants.
1 minute.
Yes,
Manjunath.
and I don't know why he goes on and on.
1 minute.
Listen,
No. They've got caught red-handed. I'll tell you what today he just said.
Can he just stop speaking so other people can be heard?
He just said that my chief minister, that is his chief minister, has asked After getting caught red-handed, after CEO has pulled up BLOs, he's saying, my chief minister, by the way, has asked them to do door-to-door. No, that's not what your chief minister said. You're lying. Charu, you know what his chief minister said? Boss, can you not speak over everybody? Why do you guys speak over each other? Just listen, no. He said, DK Shivakumar says citizens without voting rights may risk losing government benefits. So he said, ensure you go out there and ensure your details are in the electoral rolls. Be up to date. Make sure whatever happens, your name come. That's what he said, Charu. They've been caught red-handed now.
This is exactly what I'm trying to tell you, Niranjan. Now there are illegal immigrants living in the state of Karnataka by the hordes, lakhs of them, which are being protected by the Congress. And because Congress needs to protect these people, one second, boss, I don't know your name. Can you just wait for your turn to speak? Do you know decency? Listen, this is not the way. I'm not going to speak over you.
They're the voters of the state.
Do you understand?
Will you please listen to her?
Do you understand speaking in your turn? Can I speak to you like you're a school child? Wait for your turn to speak. Raise your hand and wait like all other decent people on this debate are doing. Thank you very much.
Okay,
now let
thank
me
you.
finish.
Thank you, Charu.
Niranjan.
Thank you, Charu. You know,
let her finish.
wow. I think she just said thank you, right? Charu, you said thank you?
No, I didn't.
She has to make a point.
No, let me quickly finish. The problem here is that because of these illegal immigrants living in the state of Karnataka and DK Shivakumar needs them to be legalized because they are his voters, they can't go door to door. That would be a problem. Verification will not happen. So let's go to the mosque instead. Let's call them to marriage halls instead. Let's carry out a farce of an SIR because it benefits us. This is exactly what is happening in Karnataka, and when caught red-handed, instead of denying what the videos are proving for the entire world to see.
You or your party leaders here in Karnataka have zero might.
No, this Abbas is a problem. Abbas, why do you have a problem? Hello, Abbas.
I think you know, the fact is that this is an exercise which is going to go on for a month that just started, and I believe we will keep coming back to this debate because if the gaming of SIR is happening, we are not going to watch from the sidelines, right, Niranjan?
Absolutely not, and we'll do an investigation. I think we're going to get caught red-handed again. Let's see.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Surabhi. Thank you so much, Charu, Syed Asad Abbas, and Manjunath. Moving on to the next one. Pakistan has a PoK problem. The people of Pak-occupied Jammu and Kashmir do not want to do anything with Islamabad. They have been protesting since June 9, and in fact, things are building up, momentum is building up for a standoff on July 5. Let's look at the details and we come back with a panel of guests.
एक मुतालबे पे पड़ेंगे और मुतालबा क्या है? रियासत खाली करो, रियासत खाली करो, रियासत खाली करो.
The Pakistan army and the government stands exposed once again.
कश्मीर पाकिस्तान का हिस्सा नहीं है.
Anti-Pak sentiments reached an all-time high in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Fresh protests broke out today, openly challenging Pakistan's civil and military leadership. Slogans of "Get out of our land immediately" and "Vacate our land" echoed through Pakistan-occupied Kashmir today.
मैं इनसे कहता हूँ, आलमी मीडिया की मौजूदगी में कहता हूँ, मैं तमाम इंसानी हकूक की तंजीमों को गवाह बना के कहता हूँ, आप सबकी मौजूदगी में कहता हूँ, कश्मीरियों के हाथ में बंदूक पाकिस्तान की फौज दे दी थी, कश्मीरियों के हाथ में बंदूक थी पाकिस्तान की फौज दे दी, और पूरी पाकिस्तान की फौज में और तुम हमें बताते हो कैसे अगर आगे बढ़ना पड़ा, आगे बढ़ेंगे, 38 मुतालबा पे नहीं बढ़ेंगे, एक मुतालबे पे बढ़ेंगे, एक मुतालबे पे बढ़ेंगे और मुतालबा क्या है? रियासत खाली करो, रियासत खाली करो, रियासत खाली करो.
The Joint Action Committee leading the protests announced that it will hold no further talks with Islamabad, with a shutdown also planned in Muzaffarabad on the 5th of July.
जिस तरह 2019 में यहाँ लोग निकले थे, इस तरफ रियासत जम्मू कश्मीर के इस हिस्से में लोग उस पार के अपने भाइयों के लिए निकले थे, एक मुल्क से निकलते आए हैं, उसी तरह उस पार के अवाम से हम अपील करते हैं कि वो 5 तारीख को बाहर आए और हमारी हिमायत में आए.
Today's protests come in the backdrop of a huge surge in anti-Pakistan sentiment in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir.
तुम रैलियां निकलवाते थे, दहशतगर्दों के खिलाफ तो हमारे खिलाफ फतवे जारी करवाते थे। तुम हमें बताओगे कि दहशतगर्द एक्शन कमेटी और ये सारे लोग दहशतगर्द हैं? ये सारे लोग दहशतगर्द नहीं है, ये इस धरती के वारिस हैं और तुम्हें अपनी यहाँ से छुट्टी नजर आ रही है। इस धरती से तुम्हें तुम्हारा बिल्कुल आखिरी सांसें नजर आ रही है।
And now the question is, how long will Pakistani authorities and their military continue to suppress the voice of Kashmir?
तुम यहाँ पर रैलियां निकलवाते थे, बंदूकों वाली, तलवारों वाली, याद है आप सबको? याद है कि नहीं है? सबको याद है, तुम रैलियां निकलवाते थे।
Joining us on the debate, Dr. Amjad Ayub Mirza, a PoK activist, left from London, Major Samar Paltur, defense expert from Pakistan, Major Sheikh Nadeem, and Adnan Haider joining us. I liked how they said Riyasat Kali Karo, Riyasat Kali Karo, Riyasat Kali Karo. Sounded good, isn't it? And this is happening. This is a slogan on the streets of PoK. It is such a shame. Such a shame, isn't it, Major Samar Paltur?
Sad about it that, I mean, they were the assets of the Pakistan ISI. I mean, all the terror infrastructure, the training, the efforts they put in for a number of decades, and now they've turned the barrels onto them itself. So what do we expect them to say? And this is what they're going to hear. And that is not going to be far when there is going to be an armed rebellion. These will be the same people who are well trained. They know the psychological blueprint of the ISI, the PoK army. So where are they going to hide? Where are they going to go? And the more they are going to suppress these people, the more they are going to hit them back. So what Sardar Ahmad Khan has been saying is their subconscious mind. This is what is in their mind. That, I mean, they don't want the Pakistan military there anymore. They don't want any political interferences. The 12 seats, I mean, they've been saying that these 12 seats, which are meant for the refugees, have become a tool for Islamabad to be used for their influence. And then they declare joint, Action Awami Committee as illegal.
Total 53 seats are there in the Azad Kashmir Assembly, and it requires 27 seats to topple the government or to change the government. It is not a matter of 12 seats, Samar. It is not a matter of 12 seats. Moreover, government has shown the flexibility as well. But how come the economic protest? The party was for the civil rights, and now it has become political, and now it is talking in the language of India. And
yeah, because they've had enough. They've had enough of you. They've had enough of Asim Munir. Asim Munir the Great, Asim Munir, wow, Asim Munir. They want
Can you show me any single clip in which you show me any? Sir, can you show me any clip in khaki uniform? Anybody in the whole scenario? Nobody in khaki uniform. Samar, you know.
Sir, with all
Samar, you know very well.
एक सवाल करना चाहता हूँ, please. मैं एक सवाल करना चाहता हूं।
मैं भी एक सवाल करूंगा फिर। समर भी मैं भी करूंगा।
बिल्कुल सर, बिल्कुल। मैं ये पूछ रहा हूं कि ये खुद जिक्र कर रहे हैं कि इन्होंने हमारे नौजवानों के हाथों में AK-47 पकड़ाई। अब आप मुझे बताएं, ये कौन सी AK-47 की बात कर रहे हैं? ये जो नौजवान जो इनके मारे गए हैं इतने सालों तक, ये कौन से नौजवानों की बातें कर रहे हैं सर? ये कौन सी तंजीमें और मरकजों की बातें कर रहे हैं? Sir, देखो, you also know, I also know.
But you know very well, Pakistan Army carries G3 weapon, G3 rifle, the main rifle, and the SMC, not the Kalashnikov. We don't produce, we don't manufacture, we don't have the Kalashnikovs. Right? Kalashnikovs are used by Afghanis, by the terrorists. Samar, you very well know. Tell me, Pakistan Army is using Kalashnikov? No. Our weapon, our main rifle is G3.
Jaishe Mohammed terrorists. With AK-47.
Jaish-e-Mohammed is banned in Pakistan, Samar. Jaish-e-Mohammed is banned. Samar, they are behind the bars.
But what is Hafiz Saeed doing? Hafiz Saeed, what is Hafiz Saeed doing?
Sir, Hafiz Saeed is behind the bars. Sir, I am telling you in front of on the media, sir. He is behind the bars, sir.
Go to Amjad.
Sir, mind you.
Okay, I'm
telling you, you are confusing
Summer,
in the atmosphere of
Summer,
the atmosphere
Summer,
of talking.
Summer, the only Kashmiri voice here. We have Amjad Ayub Mirza with us. Amjad Ayub Mirza साहब, ये जो हमारे पाकिस्तान से मेजर साहब हैं, वो शेख नदीम, he is saying that it's not about 12 seats. The reserved 12 seats is where the game happens, where Pakistan manufactures a majority in PoK. And what is the problem in demanding food security? What is the problem or point of confrontation in demanding austerity from government officials?
First of all, I protest for Republic TV to have this major rogue element of Pakistan again back on your show, who drew a pistol out on me and Samar too. And I think that you have to review the Republican, the Republic TV policy.
No, Nadeem, listen to him.
What is your criteria about?
Okay, let's get somebody else on it. Let's get the other Pakistani panelists on it, please.
Now coming back to your question, Samar Toor Major साहब, ये मेजर को तमीज नहीं है कि उनको कहता है समर करके बुलाता है.
You know, Samarpal is my brother.
बंद करो इस रोग एलिमेंट का. He is Major Sahab.
I always call them
Major Sahab.
I always
Major Sahab has said a very important term.
Nadeem,
don't patronize. Nadeem, do not patronize. He's making a point, Amjad Ayub Mirza, but let's come back to the political discussion we are having. The protests and the reasons why the protests are happening in POJK.
So he mentioned, Samarpal Toor Sahab mentioned unconscious mind. This is a term from psychology, and only an educated, well-read person would know what it means. Pakistani people are not well-read apart from the madrasa syllabus, so they don't know that. Sardar Aman aaj jo bol raha hai, Sardar Aman saying today is the collective.
सुन लीजिए आप, अदनान को रोकिए जरा. अदनान will come to you. सैयद अमजद मिर्जा साहब,
POJK. क्या मैं बोलूं क्या मैं जाऊं?
बोलिए अदनान हैदर, please.
Do you want me to say?
No, please, you please speak. I'm asking Adnan. Pakistani is Adnan and Nadeem to stay quiet. Adnan जी सुनिए, आप आपको समय देंगे, सुन लीजिए आप.
बात तो सुनने की तमीज नहीं है इनको. इनकी इस वक्त जो है वो कहते हैं ना गले में आई हुई है, क्योंकि इनको चारों तरफ से चपेड़े पड़ रही हैं. बलूचिस्तान इनको थप्पड़ मार रहा है, हम इनको ठुड्डे मार रहे हैं. खैबर पख्तूनख्वा इनको गोलियां मार रहा है. सिंध में रेंजर हेडक्वार्टर में ये लाशें अभी तक उठा रहे हैं. तो जरा चुप करके बैठो. लाल कमीज वाले, एक लाल टोपी वाला था, अब एक लाल कमीज वाला आ गया. जरा 2 मिनट सबर कर.
इस लाल का खौफ खा जाएगा तुम्हें.
ये रिपब्लिक टीवी जो है ना, इसको अपना थोड़ा सा चेक करना चाहिए, किसको टाइम देना है, किसका माइक स्विच ऑफ करना है.
एक मिनट अदनान हैदर, आई विल हैव टू स्विच ऑफ योर माइक. अदनान हैदर, आपका स्विच ऑफ आपका माइक. आई हैव टू, कैन वी जस्ट रिड्यूस हिज माइक ऑडियो प्लीज? रिड्यूस हिज ऑडियो प्लीज. रिड्यूस हिज ऑडियो so that reduce his audio.
I can speak.
Reduce his audio so that Mirza can speak. Yes, Mr. Mirza, yes, go ahead.
Yelling.
Yeah.
And I've been on Indian channels all day. And I'm pretty tired now and fed up as well. So I gave a deadline of 22nd October 2023 for Pakistani forces to withdraw. And on this very channel, Republic, with Arnab Goswami Sahab, I read out a statement that we formally announce our independence from Pakistan. And people like this moron laughed at me. फिर उन्होंने कहा अब क्या करेंगे, पाकिस्तानी फौज तो नहीं गई. हमने कहा तैयारी करेंगे. हमें 2.5 साल लगे तैयारी करने में. आज पाकिस्तानी कब्जे वाले जम्मू कश्मीर से पाकिस्तानी फौजों को जूते मारे जा रहे हैं, आजादी के नारे लग रहे हैं. अब सिर्फ एक स्टेप रह गया है, और वो स्टेप जो है मैं आपको बता देता हूं. वो स्टेप है ये, बस ये भी आ जाएगा. ये बड़ी जल्दी आ जाएगा. और पीओजेके में तिरंगा लहराएगा. मुजफ्फराबाद, कोटली, रावलाकोट, मीरपुर, भिंबर, हर जगह पे तिरंगा लहराएगा. वंदे मातरम होगा और जनमन गाया जाएगा, और इनको उल्टा लटकाया जाएगा. इनको तुम जाके दिखाओ मुझे जरा मुजफ्फराबाद।
अमजद भाई एक सवाल का जवाब दो मुझे।
रोग एलिमेंट
आप इंग्लैंड में बलोची पॉडकास्ट करते हो,
हम जीतेंगे, तुमको जूते मार के निकालेंगे, जूते मार के निकालेंगे, तुम्हारी पचीने उतार रहे हैं ऑलरेडी।
अच्छा एक बात बताओ मेजर
हमने ऐसे
Mr. Mirza, let me just get Pakistanis on facts. Let me just get Pakistanis on facts. Major Nadeem, is Pak-occupied Jammu and Kashmir part of Pakistan? Can you explain to me?
हमारी वजह से बिजली है इनके पास।
Yes, I can explain.
ये हरामखोर है।
It is part of Pakistan.
No, it is not part of Pakistan. Why do you have a prime minister there if it is part of Pakistan? It is not part of Pakistan. And that is the reason why Amjad Mirza is showing the flag of India. That's the real status. That's the real status.
That's the real status. It's fate yet to be decided. Sir, it's fate yet to be decided.
Exactly. So now you are admitting its fate has been decided in 1947?
Yes.
Now you are admitting that Pak-occupied Jammu and Kashmir is not part of Pakistan, and that is the reason why you have a Prime Minister, Faisal Mumtaz Rathod, who just had a verbal duel with your defense minister. And you know what your defense minister said, Khwaja Asif? He said Rawalkot and Mirpur residents are not Kashmiris. And the Prime Minister of Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Faisal Mumtaz Rathod, said, no, this is not acceptable. Khwaja Asif should apologize. That is the way you are treating Kashmiris.
No, sir, it is part of Pakistan. Right? They declared accession with Pakistan in 1948 on 24th July.
You don't even know facts. That was 1949 if you are talking about the agreement, Sly agreement, which was revealed in 1993. Major Nadeem, you have served in Pakistan Army. You are not even aware of basic facts of your side also.
I am from Azad Kashmir Regiment.
दिया तुम्हें पहली भीख तुम्हें गांधी ने दी थी कि ये लो चलाओ मुल्क खड़ा करो।
यही कह रहा हूँ
तुम लोगों को से तुम उसी थाली में छेदते हो जिसमें खाते हो उसी में छेद करते हो। समझ आई?
देखो
तो वो कुत्ते हो जो अपने मालिक का ही बाजू काट लेता है।
देखें ये किस तरह की लैंग्वेज यूज कर रहा है ये बंदा।
तेरी तरह की लैंग्वेज यूज कर रहा हूँ बेगैरत इंसान।
मैं तुम्हारे साथ तमीज से बात कर रहा हूँ।
मैं तेरी तरह की लैंग्वेज यूज कर रहा हूँ बेगैरत इंसान। निकलो हमारे मुल्क से।
मैं गंदी लैंग्वेज
से
बल्कि नहीं तुम बलोची हो या कश्मीर
लोग हैं। हमारा तुम
अमजद मुझे एक चीज बताओ।
पानी से गंदम खाते हो।
मुझे एक चीज बताओ
हमारे पानी से तुम
हो या कश्मीरी हो।
Mr. Mirza, hold on. Okay, pull back. Both the sides pull back.
तुम कश्मीरी बन जाते हो।
Mr. Mirza,
तुम इतने बदतमीज हो। तुम इतने बदतमीज हो। लोगों को गालियां देते हो चैनल के ऊपर।
Mr. Mirza,
लोगों को कहते हो कि
Mr. Mirza, people in India.
आयरनी है अभिषेक, आयरनी है। आयरनी ये है कि मेजर नदीम जो एक प्रोग्राम में मेजर नदीम प्लीज ऑडियो कम प्लीज बंद कीजिए। No, 1 minute. You came on a show. He pulled out a gun.
Yes.
And he's giving lectures about how others behave. I mean, what irony just died. Okay? अदनान हैदर आपने सुना कि नहीं? नारे सुना कि नहीं? निकलो यहाँ से पीओके के लोग बोल रहे हैं आपको कि निकलो यहाँ से निकलो बोल रहे हैं वीडियो में बोल रहे हैं ना निकलो यहाँ से पीओके मुनीर को बोल रहे हैं पाकिस्तान गवर्नमेंट को बोल रहे हैं निकलो यहाँ से पीओके से अदनान हैदर आई वांट टू ब्रिंग अदनान हैदर एंड समर पालतूर यस अदनान
यार देखे मुझे ये तो क्लाउन सा मिर्जा आपने बिठाया हुआ है जिसको ना बात करने की तमीज है ना सलीका। अब मैं चैलेंज करता हूं मुझे अगर हौसला है रिपब्लिक टीवी में अदनान हैदर को सुनने का मैं चैलेंज करता हूं इस समर को भी और इस मिर्जे को भी ये मुझे सिर्फ ये बता दें कि पाकिस्तान वाले कश्मीर में जो इलेक्शन होने हैं वो कितने हलकों पे होने हैं। इन दोनों को नलायकों को ये नहीं पता बैठ के इंडिया की आवाम को मतलब वर्गला रहे हैं।
Mr. Mirza respond. Mr. Mirza respond.
मैं बताता हूँ।
Mr. Mirza gets to respond. Challenge to Mr. Mirza gets to respond.
मिर्जे लाहौरी ग्वाल मंडी दे ठग है तू तेन तमीज नहीं हैगी पहले ते टाई पा के आकर जब तुम सामने बैठते हो सूट और टाई पहन के बैठा करो तुम ऐसे बैठे हो जैसे कोई रिक्शा वाला होता है तुम ऐसे बैठे हो जैसे कोई छाबड़ी फरोश होता है बाल अपने कंघी करके बैठा करो टाई पहन के बैठा करो इलेक्शन पीओजे के इलेक्शन का बाइकाट किया हमने और किसी को जरूरत नहीं है किसी कैंडिडेट में इंक्लूडिंग प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ पीओजे के कि वो अपनी कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी में जाए शाह गुलाम कादर जो स्पीकर था असेंबली का वो गया अपनी कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी में जूते मारे हैं जनाब कोई भी कैंडिडेट इस वक्त कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी में नहीं जा सकता तो तुम लोगों को हमने पक्का ठोका बड़ा इंतजार किया मैंने 8 साल से जय हिंद बोलकर मेरा गला खुश्क हो गया आज जय बोलता हूँ तो जुबान तर हो जाती है दिल शादबाग हो जाता है आज वो दिन आ गया जब ठोक दिया मेरे लोगों ने पाकिस्तान को आज वो दिन आ गया जब इलेक्शन होगा जब कोई शख्स अपनी कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी में नहीं जा सकता आज वो दिन आ गया जब सहूलतकार पपेट पीओजे का प्राइम मिनिस्टर पीओजे के अंदर खड़ा होके आंसुओं के साथ बोलता है
पाकिस्तान का कश्मीरी पाकिस्तान के साथ खड़ा है
मुझे पाकिस्तान की धमकियां आ रही हैं और इस बंदे का फोटो
कश्मीरियों को बचा सके हिंदुस्तान की फौज
हमारी जो
अरे वहाँ पे हेलो ये वीडियो हेलो अदनान हैदर ओके
कश्मीरी लड़े थे
मेरी बात सुन मेरी बात ध्यान
अरे मेजर तू रिस्पॉन्डिंग अरे सुन लो यार अदनान सुन लो
Why are you barking so much यार प्लीज
डर गया उसका ऑडियो कम कीजिए अदनान का ऑडियो कम कीजिए और मेजर तू को बात करने दीजिए
है तुम्हारा बाप लाल टोपी वाला अलग से पागल है तुम लाल शर्ट पहन के अलग से पागलपन दिखा रहे हो प्लीज लिसन अब अदनान मेरी बात सुनो जो तुम्हारे जो परदादा थे है ना तुम्हारे परदादा वाज अ प्रिजनर ऑफ वॉर जो 93,000 जो तुम्हारे बाप दादा थे वो प्रिजनर ऑफ वॉर हो चुके हैं दे हैव बीन द प्रिजनर ऑफ वॉर फॉर इंडिया 1971 तो अदनान हैदर अपने बाप और दादा से पूछ जाके कि बांग्लादेश में कैसे तुम्हें लताड़ी और मार पड़ी उसके बाद कारगिल हुआ कारगिल में फिर से तुम्हारा पापा मुशर्रफ आया है और इतनी हैरानी की बात है अदनान हैदर कि तुम्हारा फादर मुशर्रफ दुबई में क्यों मरा व्हाई डिड योर फादर पास अवे इन दुबई तुम्हारा परवेज मुशर्रफ हु इज एन एक्चुअल फादर व्हाई डिड ही डाई इन दुबई है तुम्हारा जो प्रीवियस प्रेसिडेंट था डिक्टेटर योर फादर मुशर्रफ तुम अपने लीडर को फादर मानते हो ना तो यू आर प्राउड ऑफ मुशर्रफ जो दुबई में मरा क्या तुम्हारे पास मेडिकल फैसिलिटी भी नहीं थी उसे पाकिस्तान में बचा लो
दहशतगर्द मोदी बैठा बोलो
बेनजीर भुट्टो को भी तुमने मारा
the fact of the matter is Major Tur and Adnan and Majors Nadeem and Amjad Ayub Mirza the fact of the matter is that this is for the first time and by the way Niranjan blackout in Pakistani media complete blackout in Pakistani media of these massive protests which are going global on July 5 that's Sunday and we are going to not let our viewers and of course the global audience miss those protests because time has come now for the voice of the Kashmiris in PoK-occupied Jammu and Kashmir territory is also heard worldwide and we are going to make sure that happens. Thank you so much all the guests for joining us and coming up at 9, Niranjan.
Well, we have the ongoing story, Abhishek, of the crumbling infrastructure. Citizens are fighting back. We had more deaths today, more people dying, at least 4 in one area alone. Getting the details.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
Papa.
सॉरी यार गलती हो गई है ये चोट खर्चा वर्चा।
अरे लास्ट बॉल पे छक्का भी तुम्हारा।
छक्का
सब कैशलेस हो गया है। हाँ
ला भाई मेरा बैट। वो अभी तो ठीक हुआ तू डिस्चार्ज हुआ यार।
बैट किसका है?
टाटा AIG है तो भरोसा है।
जिंदल साथी सील है तो असली स्टेनलेस स्टील है।
तो जब भी आप स्टेनलेस स्टील पाइप्स एंड ट्यूब्स खरीदें, जिंदल साथी सील जरूर चेक करें।
जिंदल स्टेनलेस, इंडियाज लीडिंग प्रोड्यूसर ऑफ स्टेनलेस स्टील।
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
Papa.
सॉरी यार गलती हो गई है ये चोट खर्चा वर्चा।
अरे लास्ट बॉल पे छक्का भी तुम्हारा।
छक्का
सब कैशलेस हो गया है। हाँ
ला भाई मेरा बैट। वो अभी तो ठीक हुआ तू डिस्चार्ज हुआ यार।
बैट किसका है?
टाटा AIG है तो भरोसा है।
जिंदल साथी सील है तो असली स्टेनलेस स्टील है।
तो जब भी आप स्टेनलेस स्टील पाइप्स एंड ट्यूब्स खरीदें, जिंदल साथी सील जरूर चेक करें।
जिंदल स्टेनलेस, इंडियाज लीडिंग प्रोड्यूसर ऑफ स्टेनलेस स्टील।
By the way, viewers, I'm driving in Delhi with Delhi wala boy Aman Gupta, who is too busy waving to his fans than talking to me. Please come down to earth, Aman.
Yes, I am sorry.
You're on my show.
I forgot.
This is not your show. This is my show. Stop.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for the debate.
Welcome back, friends. Not a day passes when one is left wondering whether life is really so cheap in our country. Sometimes it's because of a pothole, at other times it's because of electrocution, and another day it's about flooding, flash floods. But when it comes to monsoons, our biggest of municipal corporations just fail to carry out their duty. It's a sad state of affairs, be it Mumbai, be it Nagpur, be it Junagadh, be it even the national capital of Delhi. Not a day passes when you not hear of some mishap or the other. And these, sometimes we are left wondering, Niranjan, right, whether these are actually mishaps, accidents, or these are murders. Because if dangling wires lead to deaths, whose responsibility was it in the civic body that wire was not hanging? If a pothole or a manhole is left open and a bike rider falls in it and dies, whose responsibility was it? that that manhole was not left open, particularly when rains are there on our heads. I think this is a story which needs sustained focus because our civic governance is a mess. Sometimes one wonders whether we need even more stricter government and governance and not more liberal, easy governance, by which I mean tougher fines perhaps and tougher punishments for corruption of officials and those who do not carry out their duties.
Well, Abhishek, it's as simple as this. I mean, they don't do their jobs because there is an angle of corruption there as well. And it is very clear. It is because of corruption that the jobs are not complete. It is because of corruption that potholes re-emerge. It is because of corruption that, in the middle of highways you will find craters. It is because of corruption that a manhole is not filled. And by the way, it's just a statistic. We found out that at least 10 to 15 people die in manholes every single day. We really don't care, and brings us back to the point that human lives are cheap in India. Our lives matter. Our campaign continues because it is our duty to embarrass the politicians until they wake up. Here is today's story.
What is the value of life in India? Well, this is it. The first spell of monsoon is here, and India's urban infrastructure is already collapsing. This video from Gujarat shows a biker and pillion escaping a near-death experience. Three more from the same spot, where people fell into open, brimming drains. A 2-year-old child was killed after falling into an open drainage in Pune. His family is inconsolable, while the authorities are mum. In Thane, a 17-year-old girl died of electrocution from a live wire on a waterlogged street. In Navi Mumbai, the same case, and 2 women were electrocuted. In Nagpur, the deceased body of Afroza Begum lay on the road after an electrocution. Our lives matter, and now the question is, when will the government take accountability?
All right, joining us on the debate this evening, and we feel that it is our duty to embarrass politicians, and we must as long as they get the point. We will continue to do that. Joining us on the debate this evening, we have Ajay Bagga, who's a market expert live from Mumbai, so he'll be able to tell us how every year politicians across party lines fail citizens. Yashovardhan Azad will be joining us shortly. A retired IPS, Special Director, EB in the past, Secretary, Security. And also joining us in just a few minutes will be Vimlendu Jha, founder of Swechha India, joining us as a citizen voice. Politicians Asif Bamla from the BJP, Advocate Shaina NC, Chief National Spokesperson Shiv Sena, and Lokesh Jindal, political analyst. But I want to start with Aarti Dadwal. Can I get Aarti Dadwal on the screen? Because Aarti Dadwal, her son was in that bus that you see there. That was, that was hit by a tree. The tree collapsed on that bus, and 11-year-old Vihan lost his life in that bus. And yesterday she was extremely upset with Asif Bamla and all the politicians like Asif Bamla who come and defend and say they do this and they do that every single year. And thank you for joining us, Aarti. In fact, we've all lived in Mumbai. I was in Mumbai for about 13 to 14 years. Every year it was the exact same story. You had the first day of rains, and as the rains, the intensity increases, people die, and, life goes on. Politicians say we are doing this and that, and nothing really changes. Nothing changes.
So, sir, firstly, I would like to thank you once again for having me on this show. And, sir, today I'll talk as a mother of a kid who actually survived this horrible bus accident. So for me, it is not just a bus accident, sir. It is a preventable governance failure. 11-year kid lost his life, and 10 other kids were injured physically. Also, they will be carrying this trauma. Their families will be carrying this trauma forever, their life now. So my basic question that comes here is, are the responsible officials are proactive enough, or they still want to act only when the tragedy is struck? When this incident happened, I was the witness. I actually saw that bus, and I was speechless. I was not sure if my kid was also out of this bus safely. But by God's grace, he is fine. He's still carrying that mental trauma. And we were given to understand by the residents of those areas that this concerns about the tree. In fact, there are 3 more trees is what I've understood in the same area. And the flags were raised months earlier about this to the concerned officials.
Right.
But here we are. The kids had to, a kid had to lose his life. Kids have to face this. So I want to understand, my question is, when will the concerned officials will be serious about it? How do they categorize a complaint registered by public as serious, or with that attitude of dekh lenge, ab time hai? Because Mumbai monsoons every time has witnessed this flooding, tree infrastructure failures, potholes, tree collapsing. But yet here again, in 2026, we are debating on the same topics. And unfortunately, this time, my kid was also involved in one of the tragedy. So as a mother, I really want to understand from the, responsible officers, like, how do they categorize this complaint? Like, if the complaint was already registered with you guys, why was timely precaution not taken? Why was timely action not taken on the complaints registered by the resident? And lastly, and most important question from my side is, we pay income tax. We are working, we pay income tax. So there's income tax money which we pay under the understanding of this is used for public safety or infrastructure development. Is this really used for the same purpose, or it is just paid to compensate the families affected by such tragedies?
Ma'am, I want to assure you and tell you that yes, there has been an operation going on. I want to speak on behalf of these politicians because they have been very busy in the operation, in Mumbai. And that operation has been called Operation Tiger. That is how they were preparing for the monsoon. You can ask China and see. They did Operation Tiger, and trees were not cut. They didn't really have time for cutting of trees because Operation Tiger was on. Am I factually wrong when I say that? Shaina?
Firstly, let me please say that 11-year-old Vihan Srivastava, condolences to his entire family, to the family, because this could have been your child or mine. Mumbai is a very gigantic city with 1.5 crore population and the length and breadth. Our demand as Shiv Sena is, as you have a structural audit for a building, you must have a tree audit in every single ward, and we are meeting with the Municipal Commissioner Ashwini Bhide ji tomorrow to request her for the same use of technology to the best of our abilities. But I would like to highlight few facts which are very important for the public to know. Number one, a survey was done on this particular tree on May 12th, where they found it to be quite stable and healthy. Cut
Factually
to
wrong.
26 May, that is 26 to 29th May 2026, the pruning of the tree was done, and there were no complaints at all from even the local residents. Not that you expect local residents to sit as vigilante,
Factually
but citywide work where 468 trees that were dead have been completely removed. 1,318 trees have been pruned completely pre-monsoon by the BMC. So I think this is a consolidated effort. But is it sufficient? No, it isn't. Do heads need to roll? Yes, they do. I'm not going to duck your question. For 30 years in the BMC, we had no pothole-free Mumbai. Our leaders, Devendra Fadnavis and my own leader, Eknath Shinde, have finished 2/3 of the work. So it's not as if there isn't that political will. But it needs to be a collaborative effort of the public, the citizens who are obviously going to question their leadership, and the corporators who have to get the work done by the administration.
But you're factually
So
wrong, ma'am, on the tree front. Because I just want to pause you there,
Shaina. And AI.
Shaina, factually wrong. You try to mislead on the tree front. You ask Ms. Dadwal there. Ms. Dadwal, isn't she factually wrong on the tree? Saying the tree was pruned, tree was checked, tree was strong. Aarti ji, the question is to you. I saw you raise your hand there.
Yes. I just want to understand, ma'am was saying that the, audit was already done. So are you saying, ma'am, that this 40-year-old tree, it just uprooted because of nothing? And the residents there, you're saying there was no complaint received. So are you saying those residents are just making story because this tragedy happened and actually there was no complaint lodged recently as well? Is it not true that, this tree was uprooted while constructing the road and it was left, unattended? So are you saying this 40-year-old tree was just happened? And it was properly taken care before and it just happened on that?
Please allow me to complete. Ma'am, please allow me to complete. When the inquiry was conducted, the action taken by the BMC, they suspended both the assistant garden superintendent, Mr. Boyer, the sub-engineer, Mr. Munde, as well as the engineer, Yogesh Parle, because prima facie, it was negligence. Now, what actually caused this 40-year-old tree apparently is the construction, because when you construct a road, then the roots do become weak. And this is something they should have understood. And as administration, when we say
I'm sorry, allow me to
roll,
speak. For me, I do not run into different departments to seek answers to the tragedy that has happened. For me, there is a government who is responsible to take control or to, who's responsible for a public safety. So as a mother, you don't expect me to understand that there is a different department for road construction, there is a different department running for trees handling and everything. So, and you're saying the suspension has happened and compensation is given. Do you really think, ma'am, any amount of compensation or suspension orders can actually compensate family of Vihan or to us who now will live with this trauma forever? Your suspension, official suspensions could have, you could have avoided that, provided this was, taken care earlier, much earlier before this tragedy has happened. So I am sorry, but I do not accept this as your excuse that, the suspension has happened because it was a negligence. Okay. This negligence should have not happened is what I am demanding.
Okay, it seems the round one goes to Ms. Dadwal.
Totally in agreement with you. No amount of money can compensate the life of a little child. And yes, this is a case of negligence. Why I'm citing this is because we said, as you have structural audit for building, you have to have of trees and of roads and of potholes and of every amenity which is provided by the BMC. My limited point is, if there is an inquiry committee, if people have been suspended, if compensations have been given, it's still not enough. Because one Vihan's life, I'm a mother of 2 children. Tomorrow it could be our children anywhere. It could be anybody's. So I understand the pain completely. All I'm trying to say is that in a city like Mumbai, if we have to have foolproof systems, we need to use technology too. We need to have all stakeholders, which is the citizen, which is the political class, as well as the administration who executes, to make sure that no repeat Vihan ever happens. And I understand your pain, ma'am, and I'm so truly sorry for that as a citizen, as a mother, and as a politician much later in the line. So I would only say that, we need to work collectively, we need to use technology, and we need to make sure that heads do roll as they have in this case.
That's where my second question comes in. When I said that to work collectively, from our side, complaints have been launched on time as and when we as a public, view any such hazardous events will be happening in future, or we, think that this can create a tragedy. We at best can only complain to the respective officials. At least what I understand is that is where our duty ends, and that is where your guys' duty starts.
Yeah, you're right.
Rather than delaying it.
Aarti ji, you're right on that point, because just pause right there, because I'll tell you why. I found it very interesting, and I'm handing it over to Abhishek, and Abhishek, you can take it. We are hearing from Shaina in her opening comment that we should do this, we did that, we have done everything right, we have checked, we've done our job, but the tree just still fell and people are still dying, because there are 4 deaths that have happened in Maharashtra, last count, last 24 hours. But let me tell you, she's saying we must use better technology. 80,000 crore, 80,952 crore is the record-breaking budget of the BMC, and you're telling me you can't prune trees? You can't fix falling wires? You can't fix potholes? And you just can't close manholes?
Yeah, I mean,
Abhishek.
If we can get, open the debate now and get in others, including Mumbai ka Rajay Bagga. I mean, as a citizen of Mumbai, Mr. Bagga, is this a negligence issue, or is it misgovernance at the civic level, that issue?
No, it is a very deep-rooted systemic misgovernance. It is an accountability deficit. There is no resource deficit, as the Ranjan has said. This is bigger than the GDP of few of the smaller states. Bombay's spend is bigger than the state GDP of, say, a Goa, of some of the smaller states. And there is no lack of technology. There is no lack of resources being available. What you have to see as a citizen, the level of corruption, what Abhishek mentioned, means that you are starting at minus 40%. So, moment you are spending 100 crores, 40 crores has gone into corruption. Then the contractor knows that there is no penalty. The inspection is only on paper. And even if something happens, the focus is on compensation. It is not on justice. Supreme Court, last year, it has passed the Balbir Singh order, where it's saying that 30 lakhs is the minimum compensation municipalities will give. Ex gratia is announced at 2 lakhs, 5 lakhs, as these things keep happening. The electrical wires running overhead, in any civilized country, you have these running under the ground now. That the technology, these wires will fall in storms, the poles will come off. Tell me one officer that gets named. Shaina has mentioned 4. That is a good move, that at least there is accountability fixed. Mostly the police will do a 0 FIR. There will be no murder FIR, and it will be written as unknown persons. Abhishek, the courts have come down so strongly on the police, on manhole deaths, on septic tank deaths, on tree deaths. The government doesn't even count. We know electrocution kills 11,000 Indians a year. At least we know that much. Accidents kill more than 3 lakhs. But we don't know how many die in manhole. deaths, that's about 850 is the best guess. And trees we don't know. But we do get this. I had a good friend who was a leading private equity fund manager, Ved Prakash Arya, poor guy walking in the park with his wife. Tree fell on him and he died on the spot. This was about 10 years back. We don't learn because that nexus of the politician and contractor is so strong. The same contractor gets banned today, Abhishek, and next morning he forms another company. Nobody checks. If you and I do anything, income tax will check our PAN, check our Aadhaar, get after us. Where did this 5 rupees come from? These guys go scot-free. And just like nobody killed Jessica, nobody killed Vihan. That is what's coming out, because they will blame the road construction guy. They will pull in some 5 engineers who did the road. That is what's happening to Mumbai trees, because the utilities are now running underground. They come and dig up the road next to it. Then the road guys come in. The tree is destroyed. But there is nobody looking after the tree, and it falls on somebody. Most unfortunate. Manholes. Do you hear of it in Europe? Do you hear of it in anywhere else? Any civilized society? There are very strong safety protocols. At least put a barrier around it when you leave a manhole open. We had the famous doctor, just 100 meters, Niranjan, from where we used to stay. Poor guy, he told the driver, I'll just walk home. He just got out and he fell in a manhole. The body was found 500 meters downstream in the sea after about a week. That's what happened in the middle of Bombay, because somebody had removed the manhole to let the water go by faster. So as a culture, we don't have safety. But leave aside, I don't want to blame citizens for this. This is governance. This is accountability. There are no cases filed. If the case is filed, it's so weak. Talk about the Goa nightclub. We carried on so many programs on that. Does anyone remember that? People were burned to death. 100 meters from where I stay, the mall, where the Kamla Mills Mall, where people were burnt in the...
we had our office there.
Anything happened. Anything happened. Nothing happened.
We had our office there.
No, beginning of this year, Indore had sewage water in the water, 15 deaths.
Yeah.
You had all kinds of programs. Was anyone arrested? Was anyone changed? Anybody? Was it career ending? In finance, if I do something like that, it becomes career ending. Was it career ending for any of the municipality? They are all monopolies. Citizens are at their mercy. You don't have a choice. Then people like Sybil will come on TV and say, then why did you elect me? You elect someone else. We don't get that choice every day. We can't recall these politicians, and the contractor gets away because he's paying off. So much he's paying off, and the corruption level has become so high. You look at the money supply, it's telling you what is the level of corruption in the economy. 40% upfront is the going rate. After that, it starts. After that, he starts the work.
Asif
What work will
Bamla,
he do?
Asif Bamla, any points of disagreement with what Mr. Bagga is saying?
Yeah, Mr. Bagga, I mean, I can understand and resonate with his anger and anguish. And like him, many others, especially the mother of Vihan is here.
No, it's not mother of Vihan. No, it's not mother of Vihan. Not the mother of Vihan.
I can imagine.
That's not the mother of Vihan. That's another student who was on the bus, not Vihan.
Okay, it was her. Okay, so I want to tell Mr. Bagga that yesterday this issue came up on the floor of the House, and I know what you said is half right, because in a normal situation, the officers are suspended and they get scot-free, and after some time they get back to it. But yesterday, the BJP president, Mr. Amit Satam, on the floor of the House, minutes away after the incident happened, raised this issue, and the speaker called for an immediate inquiry, and all the officers involved and engaged in this process will not be charged with a suspension. Suspension is done and it's over. But a charge of a culpable homicide is going to be slapped on each and every officer. Now, coming back to the current situation, let me tell you, first and foremost, being a Mumbaiker, our thoughts are with every Mumbaiker affected with this heavy rainfall. The public safety is certainly the government's highest priority. And if somewhere there has been a lacuna, there has been a shortfall, I, as a representative of the ruling arrangement, I myself feel, that there has been a shortcoming, and we don't mind taking up the blame. People disagree to accept that there has been a shortcoming. But I here, as a spokesperson of the ruling arrangement, do take the onus that there has been a shortcoming. And of course, this has to be addressed. My party, of course, isn't come to power in the BMC past 3 months. There was Shiv Sena earlier. And of course, like the doctor you mentioned, it happened, a very renowned doctor, it happened in the time of the previous regime. But here, we are not here to pinpoint or cherry pick what if they have done something wrong, a wrong from our side also is to be accepted. But in the given 3 months of time, let me submit to you that as we came to power, we ensured the concretization of all the roads in the city of Mumbai with all the services together under one.
No, but why are you going after Asif Bamla? Why are you going after 1 minute? Asif.
No, let me go on.
No, this is really wrong.
Let me submit.
Absolutely
in a span of 3 months, it's not possible to complete the entire Mumbai city with its length and breadth.
It is possible.
Tree mapping is concerned.
It is possible.
As far as Shaina has already mentioned the shortcomings on that. But as I said, priority today is saving lives. And
no, sir, you're wrong. Asif, I'm pausing you on that front because Asif, you're getting a free run and you're not being contested. No, I have to contest you. I'll tell you why. No, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. 1 minute. I'll tell you what.
I bow my head down to you.
I want to go to Yashovardhan Azad. 1 minute. Yashovardhan Azad. 1 minute. Hold on.
I have expressed the onus of the government in my opening statement.
Yeah, you have. Congratulations for doing that. Yashovardhan Azad is joining us live. Yashovardhan Azad. See, it is extremely pathetic. Politicians throw the last man under the bus. Okay, there are 4 low-level officers who've been suspended, and they're saying culpable homicide charges will be put on them. Now, sir, there is somebody called a Mumbai mayor. Okay, Mumbai mayor is from Shiv Sena, is from Shaina NC's party, right? She's nowhere in the picture. And she won't be because you see, she's a ceremonial head. Okay, let's assume that she's a ceremonial head and she doesn't really have any powers. Let's assume she doesn't have any powers, okay? There is actually somebody called a Municipal Commissioner of Mumbai, right? The Municipal Commissioner of Mumbai is responsible for the upkeep of critical city infrastructure, water supply, road, stormwater drainage, right? Sewage systems, bridges. Now, none of these big guys ever get sacked when people die. And sir, in Mumbai, every year, on an average, minimum 15 to 20 people die when it rains. So far, 8 have died. Last 48 hours. Mr. Azad.
The very core problem. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Yeah. See, the issues which lie at the complete decline in administration of the metros visible across the country. In Delhi also there's a problem of manholes, a problem of falling trees, and this kind of thing which we are talking about is basically just a kind of repair, whether we are going to suspend the officials or we are going to put homicide not amounting to murder. The basic issue is explicit. When we passed the 74th Amendment giving power to the local bodies, no chief minister of any state wants to give any power to the mayor. It is ultimately has to be the management of the city has to be under one man, that is the mayor, who's in charge of everything. And the second point is, if you catch the mayor and if you catch the head of the municipality, which is an IAS officer, and the minister in charge of the municipality and other things, then you will the root of the problem. Otherwise, whether it's a fire in Lucknow or whether there is a manhole death here, and there is another death, in Delhi, which is happening again. It will continue. There is no point talking about this basic, fitting a nail there and a nail there. If you have the High Court to tell the Bombay High Court to tell the municipality that there should be no death on account of manhole, if you need a Supreme Court to tell us how to manage the stray dogs, and also the footpaths are for walking citizens, then you can imagine the state of affairs. The other thing which is extremely important about Bombay Municipal Corporation, it is the breeding ground for corruption.
Yes.
And the kind of people who are posted there are well known. Every officer's record is known. And by the way, we all remember that the contractors had gone to the officers to tell them that please don't have a 40% rate of bribery, please bring it down to 10% or to manageable percent. So given this system, unless you distance the municipal bodies, the land authority, giving them some kind of autonomy to do work on their own, otherwise the gundagardi of the councillors, the gundagardi of the assistant engineers, and the kind of contracts they give to a low third-rate contractors who don't even cover the sites where we are working will continue to go on. And this kind of management will continue in the metros unless you change the system.
Okay, we have a bad line there with you, Yashovardhan Azadji. We have a line which is...
May I just come in for a second?
Now, I want to bring in... three of our speakers haven't spoken, so I want to bring... Yashovardhan Azadji, I had a problem with your audio. We kept losing you in between, so I'll just fix that. There's a problem there, right? 10%, 40%. Vimlendu, you think that's...
something?
Yeah, 1 second. I want to just bring in Vimlendu. Vimlendu hasn't spoken. Lokesh hasn't spoken. I just want to bring first comments and come back to you. Vimlendu, 40%, was the going rate. Even Yashovardhan says 40% was the rate.
That seems to be a reality, and
seems to be
across parties. China have not
across parties.
You have a former IPS officer saying this, and therefore this is not anecdote, this is not hearsay. This is a reality. And forget about whether it's true or not. The fact that our roads are bleeding, there are so many potholes, there are so many accidents, and only these are reported. Ranjan, I want to correct you that we are saying that these are rain deaths. These are not rain deaths. These are governance deaths. These are murders in that sense. So for us to really blame climate change, as in I'm an environmentalist.
Climate change? Who said climate change?
No. I'm just saying, not you, but I'm saying that government usually will blame heavy rainfall, heavy wind, heavy climatic conditions. As you know, many people who actually died in Himachal, for example, last year because of floods, they would say it's because of climate change, erratic climate events. But they will not talk about how bad roads or constructions that have actually been, that again 40% that we're talking about both. So we talk about the start, there's 40% corruption. Second, there's accountability is not about post-accident. Accountability also means before. So you have the BJP spokesperson who is reading from a chit. You have China NC reading from a chit. We don't want them to be reading a script on a show when there are hundreds and hundreds of people dying every hour because of their inaction. Rather than suspending these 4 or 5 people, rather than talking about yet another science that they want to discover, we need common sense and common governance rather than science.
We are equally grieved about what's happening. We are all Mumbaikars after all.
Can you keep quiet, please? Can you let me finish? The reality is that rather than actually being so brazen, have some shame and accountability, because if you are in power, both at the municipal level, at the state level, at the center level,
and we express that in the
this is happening.
I opened my debate saying that we are accountable.
No, accountability is not about suspension or compensation. Accountability means giving assurance to the citizens of the country that this will not happen. And if this happens, I will resign. And resignation not of a person who will be suspended for 15 days only for an eye wash or a hog wash, but suspension or discharge actually of a minister, actually of someone where the buck stops at the highest level. Because we all know this 40% is not taken only under the table by the lowest clerk. It's a whole ladder Mr. Azad will tell you कि पूरा system बंधा हुआ है, इसमें सारे लोग बंधे हुए हैं. So
yeah, you look at the state of the roads.
My assurance, I only need one assurance, and I will really understand their science behind tree audit and this, that, and the other. That can they tell us that within